Test, test. Test, test. Welcome to New South Wales NPL Men's.
Chalakian cuts it back to Uriseshi. Uriseshi shoots. He puts it away in the back of the net. That's 6 in a row.
Welcome to Legan Stadium for tonight's Round 7 National Premier League New South Wales clash between your Hills United and our visitors this evening, Rockdale Ilinden FC. Our teams will line up as following. Starting 11 for Hills United, number 1, Ryan Wood. Number 5, Daniel Petkowski. Number 6, Isaac Omar. Number 8, Owen Montford. Number 9, Hugh Akubo. Number 11, Anthony Frangie. Number 17, Caleb Jackson Brown. Number 19, and your captain, Glenn Kelshaw. Number 20, Thomas Lopez. Number 26, Thomas Mako. And number 27, Nikolai Muller. The bench for Hills United tonight, number 10, Jamal Belcardi. Number 12, Jordan Lane. Number 13, Cameron Phil. Number 15, Noah Cassidy. Number 21, Emlyn Cross. And number 24, Sunday Yonder. Now the lineup for our opposition tonight from Rockdale is as follows. Number 1, Harrison Devonish Mears. Number 2, Daniel Collins. Number 3, Lachlan Griffiths. Number 5, Giorgio Speranza. Number 6, Isaac Danzo. Number 7, Alec Urasevsky. Number 8, Dean Kalakanos. Number 9, Bai Antoniou. Number 10, Brendan Chalakian. Number 11, Lachlan Constable. And number 14, Braden Sorge. The bench for Rockdale City this evening, number 16, So Kataoka. Number 17, Bray Ovens. Number 18, Benjamin Wass. Number 19, Jason Kowalski. Number 20, Richard Rizzo. And number 23, Hunter Elliott. The match officials this evening, Rory McFarlane will be in the middle. Assistant referees, Joshua Clermont and Isaac Riggs. And Roberto Mattiai is your fourth official.
Welcome to Ilinden Stadium. This round 7 clash of the NPL New South Wales men's competition. As we see both the Hills United and Rockdale Ilinden sides led out by their captains, Glenn Kelshaw and Alec Yurushevsky. As they do that, we'll go through tonight's lineups for you. Firstly, the visiting side, Rockdale Ilinden, they line up like this. Just the one change, George Esperanza in the starting lineup for the unavailable Matthew Cordier. They line up like this. In goals, number 1, Harrison Devonish-Mears. Number 2, Daniel Collins. Number 3, Lockie Griffiths. Number 4, George Esperanza. Number 6, Isaac Danzo. Number 7, Alec Yurushevsky, the skipper. Number 8, Dean Pelikanos. Number 9, Brian Antonio. Number 10, Brendan Chalakian. Number 11, Lockie Constable. Number 14, Braden Sorge. On the bench for Rockdale, 16, So Kataoka. 17, Bray Ovens. 18, Benjamin Wass. 19, Jason Tchaikovsky. Number 20, Ricardo Rizzo. Number 23, Hunter Elliott. They're coached by Paul D. Now to the home side, Hills United. They line up like this. 3 changes from the starting lineup that went down last week, 4 goals to 0 to Wolves. And they line up like this in goals. Number 1, Ryan Wood. Number 5, Daniel Putkovsky. Number 6, Isaac Kovar. Number 8, Owen Monford. Number 9, Ewan Kubo. Number 11, Anthony Frangi. 17, Caleb Jackson-Brown. Number 19, the skipper, Glenn Kelshaw. Number 20, Thomas Lopez. 26, Tommy Mako. Number 27, Nikolai Muller on the bench. Number 10, Jamal Belkardi. 12, Jordan Lane. 13 is Cameron Philp. 15, Noah Casserly. 21, the reserve goalkeeper, Emlyn Cross. Number 24, Sunday Yona, and coached by Luke Casserly. Tonight's referee will be Rory McFarlane, and the assistants Joshua Kerman and Isaac Riggs. As you see, both captains in the centre of the park doing the coin toss. Big game for both sides tonight. Of course, Hills looking to get back to winning ways. Whilst for Rockdale, they suffered their first loss of the season last week, going down to Blacktown City by 3 goals to 2. And a front line led by Alec Yurushevsky. We'll be back bigger and better tonight, hoping to get back on the bike and maintain the race towards that top of the competition. And it does appear as though Hills United will be kicking off in the traditional yellow and blue strip, running left to right on your screen, and Rockdale in their traditional red with black. Referee, of course, Rory McFarlane. We've got this with you tonight across the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Round 7 action, Saturday night football here at Seven Hills. And Thomas Lopez about to kick off proceedings for the home side. Opportunity for them with a win tonight to move towards the centre of the competition. And there's Kubo with his first touch of the evening. Ball quickly won by Rockdale. That's Nicky Griffiths across to Daniel Collins, and they shifted out to the right, Braden Sorge, and they just look to settle things down. Early moments here at Landon Stadium. Danzo up to Griffiths, and they shift across to the left, finding George Esperanza. Touched on back into the lineup tonight, the unavailable Matthew Cordier. So it's just the one change for Paul D's side. Side that has gone incredibly well through the opening 6 weeks. And opening the 7th game tonight, back to winning ways. As first corner of the evening goes by the way of Rockdale. Zakova is in a hurry there to clear the ball. Will be by Antonio with the in-swinging left foot. Shevsky with the early run. He goes near post, and the ball goes into the centre of the box off Chalakian. Ryan Wood got down quick in the end. In all fairness, Chalakian there, not the strongest of touches. Has been in fine for himself with 3 goals already this year. Looking to get goal number 4, of course. Scoring in last week's 3-2 loss to Blacktown City. Now Griffiths move towards the halfway line. Hills just keeping that 5-3-2 shape at the moment. Pelikanos moves in and sets the ball up towards the 18-yard box. Yurushevsky there cuts it back. And just Chalakian trailing a little too far behind there, and Montfort concedes yet another corner, so early pressure for the home side into the 3rd minute. This time will be Brendan Chalakian, the man known as Chock, to swing this one in with his right footer. Chalakian gestures to the box and sends it in, and looking for the flick on from Collins, and the shot there, and it's away by Yurashevsky. The ball was in by George Esperanza. Alec Yurashevsky with the final touch. Gets number 6 of the season. In early moments here at Landon Stadium. Rockdale 1, Hills United 0. Well, I said to Yurashevsky before the game when I was chatting to the players, he always scores when I call his games. And he did well there. The shot came in from Giorgio Speranza. Last year's Golden Boot winner gets things rocking early here at Landon Stadium for the visitors. It's Glenn Kelshaw with the free kick for Hills. Just over 3 minutes played. If you're just joining us on the Full New South Wales YouTube channel, moments earlier, Alec Yurashevsky giving the visitors the lead. After that corner wasn't dealt with from Brendan Chalakian. Initially went to be flicked on by Collins, came out to Speranza, the shot in. First to react was the sharpshooter Yurashevsky. Made no mistake from around the 6-yard box. Here's Griffiths now up over the half he goes and zings it out to the left. Finds Speranza, and Speranza sliding behind for Antonio. Comes off Montfort last. No, says the referee, will be a goal kick to Hills. If you missed last night's game, it was a victory to Sydney Olympic, a much needed 2nd victory of the season. They defeated Manly United by 2-0. Plenty of games on tonight. We'll keep you abreast of the scores around the grounds here at Landon Stadium. Rockdale 1 leading Hills 0. Into the 5th minute we go. Antonio there in Montfort. Yurashevsky's down in the centre of the park, and the referee's going to check on him, and Nikolai Muller stands over him just to check on his well-being, I would say. Yurashevsky stayed down. I'll give you some updates around the grounds of Christie's Park into the 81st minute. NWS Spirit led that 1-0 at half-time. They've doubled the lead early in the second half. At the 81-minute mark now, they're leading Central Coast Mariners Academy 2-0. No score, Marconi Sydney FC early stages like this one, and St George Saints and RP Leichardt 0-0 after 12. Into the 6th minute here, it's Rockdale 1, Hills United 0. Yurashevsky, the goal scorer in the 3rd minute. The difference between the two early on in this contest. It'll be Glenn Kelshaw with the throw. And he'll play it down line, looking for the flick-on header from Akubo. Here's Muller. Back to Kelshaw. They play it in. The 1-2 there from Jackson Brown and Akubo, and comes off Jackson Brown last. He treated well there, Isaac Dunzor. Giorgio Speranza with the throw, of course. Roberto should be back after that ACL next week in the 20s, he was telling me earlier on today. So almost back to full fitness. Will be good to see him back on the field. Roberto Speranza, plenty of depth. Of course, with some notable absentees today. Rockdale, just shows you the depth of talent they have in this squad this side this year. Speranza back to Griffiths. Dunzel can shift it across to Collins, and the press from Frangie. And Harrison, Devonish Mears had to be quick there. They play the angles tight at the moment. Plenty of yellow shirts. Kelshaw wins it back. Muller for Frangie, who's come across to the right-hand side now. Off Griffiths last. It will be a throw midway in Rockdale's half to Hills United. Paul D and Nick Stavroulakis Coaching staff for Rockdale a little disappointed they couldn't get something out of that game last week against Blacktown City. Felt as though they should have got something. Paul D would have been happy with what he saw early on, and Griffiths drives forward up towards the front. There it goes. Petkowski with the interception. Hovar on the far side, jostling Lucky Constable. As Isaac Hovar's just stayed down after that challenge. Griffiths just plays the 1-2 with Collins, and space opens up ahead of Lockie Griffiths. Out to Giorgio Speranza. He's just asking for a check run from Chalakian. Wasn't really there, so had to play back to Griffiths. Kubo and Frangie not pressing high at the moment for Hills. Making sure they keep that shape. Only trailing 1-0. Don't want to go 2-0 behind early on. Sorge tucks it inside, but it's won by Muller. Back to Petkowski. It's his old club up towards Yakubo, and there's some space now for Kelshaw to drive forward, and tracked across by Giorgio Speranza. Still Glenn Kelshaw for Hills. Cut across the face of the goal. Devonish Mears got down quickly and distributed just as quick. Out to the right. Antonio just dropping a little deep. Speranza, Benzo, had a Kubo on his back, so I think that was Lopez that time. Sorge gets the ball from over the top. That was delivered to him by Collins, cuts it back. Looking for Chalakian, and almost very near. Got on the end of that, Brendan Chalakian, but they can counter quickly now through Kubo. Speranza holds him up and waits for some red and black shirts to come back and help him. Still a Kubo for Hills, twisting and turning onto his left, back onto his right, but double teamed it was. Well there from Lockie Griffiths, and of course the initial defence from Giorgio Speranza. And unfortunately we're going to see an early substitution for Hills. Jose Kovar succumbing to that injury moments ago. Wait to see which player has come on.
Coming off number 6, Isaac Kovar, being replaced by number 12, Jordan Lane.
So Jordan Lane on for Isaac Kovar. Wishing Isaac the best. Only 10 minutes into this one, and injury force substitution for Luke Casserly. Glenn Kelshaw steps up to take this corner for Hills and drives it low. Looking for Petkowski there with a header. Couldn't keep it down. Always tough to deal with at set pieces. Daniel Petkowski, a big, tall lad. Climbed high there. Just couldn't get over the top of that one and force Devonish Mears into a save. Velikanos settles his things down for Rockdale and gets it back again. Forward ball. Chalakian out to Sorge. Wonderful football from Rockdale. Slide it in behind for Jurasevsky. Can't get a toe on the end of it. Had Montfort scrambling, same as Ryan Wood. Wonderful transitional football. Velikanos the Constable to Sorge, and almost provided Jurasevsky with number 2 of the night. Here's Dunzor. Speranza rides the challenge of a Kubo. Chalakian. Shifted out to Sorge, and they'll try and pull Frangie out of position and create some space for Sorge on that far side. Inside is Constable, the 1-2 with Chalakian. They turn it over, and Petkovski's pickpocketed from behind. Rockdale win it back, but as soon as they win it back, they give it away. And Dunzel does well in the centre of the park, looking for Jurasevski. And he was onside. The ball just skipped away from him. He looked at the assistant on the far side. Tough tackles early on in the centre of the park. Not an inch given by both sides. Here's Kelshaw with some space. Kubo, Kelshaw, Jackson Brown. Muller in the centre of the park directing traffic. Petkovski now. And his shift across to the left. Going out for a Rockdale throw, and I'll take a quick looking for Hudashevsky. Tommy Mako quick across. And the shift over to the skipper, finding Kelshaw now. Has Akubo down the line and goes in field looking for Lopez. Back to Akubo. He'll take his shot from a distance. Akubo off the bottom of the post. Way to safety. Tough challenge there from Constable. Still with Rockdale, and Jordan Lane on the far side. Doesn't quite make it for a corner, but a throw in the far corner to Hills. He's looked good. Akubo, of course, the leading scorer for Hills this year. 4 goals already. Wasn't far away, inches from number 5, as Rockdale looked to reply early on in this opening 15-minute stanza of the game. Rockdale 1, Hudashevsky in the 3rd minute difference. Hills United 0. We've got this with you on New South Wales YouTube channel tonight. Hello and glad to have you on board. Saturday night football at Seven Hills, Landon Stadium we're at. It's the venue co-shared by Hills and Blacktown City. Hills earning the right to play in NPL 1 this year after winning League 1 last year. Done well through the opening weeks. Looking to get another win tonight. Of course, round 1 victory over Sydney Olympic 2-1, and they defeated Sydney FC a couple of weeks ago 4-2. Hoping to make it 3 wins through the opening 7 rounds. We'll need to come from behind tonight against this strongly fancied Rockdale side. Chalakian just got the ball infield from Constable, and first time clearance downfield, and Devonish Mears plays it to Collins. Ground that he's very familiar with. Daniel Collins spent a number of years here for Blacktown City, having made that change, that switch last season across to Rockdale. He's certainly ensured he's a mainstay in that heart of the defence. Jackson Brown fighting with Hudashevsky, and Mako comes across. Good show of strength, twisting and turning. The switch is on, and you can find Akubo. Speranza will have to just hold him up, and Kelshaw can drive. Akubo peels to his right. Just goes to play it down the line. Well read by Speranza. Dunzel now. Velakanos in the centre of the park. Chalakian. They're playing the angles well at the moment, Rockdale. Possession football from the visitors. Collins under pressure from Frangi. Gets pickpocketed, and Sydney Frangi is away up towards the 18-yard box. He goes the step over. Well, it took too long there, Anthony Frangi. Lockie Griffiths comes back, saves the day. Needed to pull the trigger a little earlier. Slowed up and allowed Lockie Griffiths to get back. Never gave up on the play, and good defence from the centre back. With desperation, that commitment Paul D would have been very happy with to see. Missed opportunity for Hills. Velakanos for Dunzel. Look to shift it across to Speranza. Not a great deal of width at the moment, Rockdale. Velakanos. Griffiths. Antonio. Dunzel. Speranza infield at the moment. Antonio can swing it in. Off Kelshaw it comes. Throw to Rockdale. Midway in Hills United's defensive half. That one all the way back to Devonish Mears. Collins with plenty of space, but he'll make sure he hasn't got Anthony Frangi behind him. Like a sniper in the 90 was moments ago, Anthony Frangi, but just couldn't fashion the shot to restore parity. Constable there. As his ball intercepted. Petkovsky just dinks it forward, up towards Lopez, chests it down. The Hills look to turn defence into attack now. Up to the right, finds Kelshaw. Kubo with the angled run, they go infield for Lopez, surrounded by red and black shirts. Plays it to Frangi, tries to get it onto his right. Kubo the better option, out to the right it is now. The 1-2, Kubo once again. Ball comes off Sorge, cool as you like. Well, the block and the deflection there, but Braden Sorge straight into the hands of Devonish Mears. Cool as a cucumber. Braden Sorge found a real home on that right. Of course, Mr. Dependable can play anywhere on the field. Braden Sorge. Griffiths for Dunzo. Again, Hills not pressing at the moment. They'll pick their moment. The ball infield for Chalakian. Out wide it can go to Speranza. The G-man for Antonio. He was checking his run. He was playing it in behind. Just miscommunication there between Antonio and Speranza. 1 foot forward. Kubo. Kelshaw. Ball in behind. Nice ball it is. Finds Jackson Brown and the switch across to the left for Anthony Frangi. Trying to get it onto his right to get a shot in. Anthony Frangi, the block from Sorge, away by Collins. And they can break now. They don't have the numbers. It's 5v3, but they'll try their luck through Wodaszewski. And he can drive it. Motford. Chalakian. Get numbers behind the ball, Hills. So Chalakian at the moment, lone wolf for Pelikanos. Constable loses his footing over there. Now it's the substitute, Jordan Lane. Throw-in taken by Sorge. Here he is now for Pelikanos. Sorge for Constable. Across to Chalakian. Onto his left he goes. The block there by Petkovsky. Jackson Brown fighting hard in the centre of the park. Still with Hills. The final clearance away by Montford. Lockie Griffiths with the throw. Devonish Mears sweeper keeper at the moment. Daniel Collins out to Sorge. You can hear the ground announcer Dave McDonald, fellow NPL New South Wales commentator, just announcing the scores around the grounds at the moment as it looks to fall for Antonio. A wave by Kelshaw. Dunzo in the centre of the park. Just the one score at the moment. St George FC 1 leading up. You like at 0. All other games are at 0-0, but we'll touch on them shortly. Here's Chalakian. Jackson Brown, like a bulldog, comes away with it again. Won't be the first time tonight. Tyler Jackson Brown wins the ball in the centre of the park. Of course, he too, a former Blacktown player, made his way across in the off-season to Hills United. As Luke Cassidy looked to strengthen the League One side, that championship side from last year, with the promotion to NPL New South Wales top flight. Here's Pelikanos. Now Constable. Sorge just dropping a little deep for Dunzo and everyone but Anthony Frangi behind the ball at the moment for Hills. Here's Wodaszewski. Petkovsky there in his pocket. The ball in and almost a flick from Brendan Chalakian. Still with Rockdale. Here's Giorgio Speranza. Dunzo. Be teed up for Lockie Griffiths. And the save by Ryan Wood. A wonderful football from Rockdale. Isaac Dunzo there. Lockie Griffiths call for him. The touch on to him. Brilliant save, but Equally save from Ryan Wood. What a save it was. As they look to get another corner in this time, perhaps maybe a more direct route. See if they can trouble them from that set piece. Antonio now onto the left. Goes to the near post and finds the goal. Well, by Antonio, he saw the space. Just enough room to work with by Antonio. He gets his opener of the season midway in this first half. By Antonio doubles the lead. It's now Rockdale 2, Hills United 1. I don't like to mock a player, but he did tell me he'd score tonight by Antonio. Different free kick, the variation there. Gets number 1 and gives the crowd a wave at the same time. Very happy with what they've seen through this opening 23 and a bit minutes. The Rockdale fans tonight have travelled out to support their team. Griffiths. Speranza. Well, a great clubman by Antonio, of course. One of Rockdale's favourite sons. Tore it up before he went overseas, but was always going to come home and find his way back to Rockdale, and that's what he's done. The old 1-2 partnership with Urushevsky, paying dividends in 2024. Of course, made a name for himself by Antonio before he went to Cyprus. And he'll be relieved to get number 1 away and buried for the start of the season for him, his campaign. Here's Shalakian there. Just the trailing foot. Tackle there on Jackson Brown. Kowski takes it quickly. Over the top he goes for Lopez. Lopez held up by Collins. Overlapping is Frangi. And Anthony Frangi there. Cheryl Strength still with the ball for Lopez. Can he get the ball cut back? Isaac Dunzel did well. Always going to make it a difficult outlet for him to cut the ball back into the centre of the box. He does concede the corner at the same time. We'll see Tommy Mako, Daniel Petkovsky, Ron Montford make their way up into the 18-yard box. Rockdale to defend this corner from Jackson Brown. Nips it into the post. Near post it goes. And the header a little heavy from Muller, and they take it quickly. Here's Shalakian. Speranza assumes that left wing spot for the moment. Shalakian with a switch of play. Cross to the left, finds Constable. As Sorge there, goes infield for Pelikanos. Pelikanos looking for some space, finds Sorge. Just an opening there, heavy first touch. Franchi comes back and goes down. Well, he played that one, Anthony Frangi, but didn't need much of a touch. Braden Sorge with a bit of a smile as he runs past him. Mako bypasses Muller. Kubo across to Kelshaw. Looking for some movement in the centre of the park. Muller for Mwanda there. And heavy first touch it was. Well, he's playing the advantage, the referee, and tough decision. There's the assistant saying that Alek Urushevsky was offside, so he had to call it back, and he's explaining to the Rockdale skipper no option but to call it back, no advantage. As they were flagged for offside, so the initial infringement comes back for a Rockdale for a kick just inside the Hills defensive half in the centre circle there, as you can see the ball. Collins for Griffiths, and Speranza going to ask a lot of Antonio there. He's quick, not that quick. The number 9 for Rockdale. Montfort drives it forward. Speranza with the touch. Lopez, heavy. Fighting with Pelikanos. Mako. Shift it across to Lane. Jordan Lane. For Jackson Brown. Frangie, first time ball. Looking for Lopez. Griffiths there. So too Caleb Jackson Brown for Hills, but they maintain it through Frangie. The second ball falls for Jackson Brown. All the way back to the half it goes. Here's Mako. Needed to zing that one a little bit more, but he got there, the skipper first. Then Kelshaw ahead of Giorgio Speranza. Here's Rockdale tuck in once again in that middle third. Constable fighting hard on that right side for Rockdale, and they win it back. Griffiths, Dunzo and Sorge. Pelikanos can turn. He's got some space to work it towards the halfway line. Dean Pelikanos. That's another of the signings for Rockdale from St George City last year. Great start to the season. The centre mid, Dean Pelikanos, but it's Hills United now trying to find their way back into the contest. Rockdale comfortably at the moment, 2-0, but dangerous scoreline is 2-0. Always a side that can peg one back and regather the ascendancy. Announced their presence early on today. 3 minutes in, Alec Gurashevsky and Valentini, a 23-minute mark. Gave them their 2-0 to 0 lead that you see before you at the moment as we inch toward the half an hour mark. Here at Landon Stadium, we've got this with you. Saturday night on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Don't forget to spread the word, send a message. I'm sure to give you a shout out for tuning in, enjoying this one. Whether you're a Rockdale fan or a Hills fan, and the shot by Chalakian on the half turn. Still not away, out of danger. The shot coming in there with some ferocity on it by Lockie Constable, but straight into the arms. Whilst it was at speed, Ryan Wood did well and comfortable for him. Wojciechowski with the press into the back of Tommy Mako, rides a challenge, and way to the left it goes now for Lane. Mako, Jackson Brown, of course, just the one substitution. Isaac Pava early on had to go off for injury. Jordan Lane went on in his replacement. We just tick over the half an hour mark. Hills United 0, Rockdale Ilinden 2. Round 7 of the NPL Men's New South Wales men's competition. Sorge, the chest and down, pressed quickly by Kelshaw. Pelikanos couldn't get a foot on it. Muller comes off Dunzo, and Devonish Mears, quick off his line, will just scoop and see what's available for him in the outlets out there. Plays it short. Here's Antonio. Turns Chalakian. Speranza. Gurashevsky just checks his run. So still with Speranza. He can dink it in behind if he can find the space. Antonio quickly pressed by Petkovsky. Did well there. Muller. Petkovsky again goes down under the goal and the challenge of Antonio. Former teammates dueling in the centre of the park. Go through today's scores for you. The early game, NWS Spirit 2. Central Coast, known as Academy 1. Big victory for David Perkovic's side. I'll be calling them next week, so they'll have some tails up after being close in recent weeks. Here's Kelshaw. Drives it low. The turn by Kubo under his right. Can't Pearso opening. Jeez, he did well there. Mark County Sydney FC 35 gone, still 0-0. St George FC 2 now leading up. You like Leichhardt 0, so big perhaps upset in the offering for St George, and St George City 0, Blacktown City 0 in match of the round. So St George FC the big surprise at the moment, leading Apia Leichhardt 2 goals to 0. Of course, Blacktown 0-0 with the other St George City. Here's Kelshaw looking for Lopez. The ball comes out to Jackson Brown. Chalaki in there working hard. Tommy Mako with the ball. Out to Kelshaw. Lays it down for Muller. Jackson Brown again for Kelshaw. First time ball in. Dunzel with a clearance. Does enough to force the throw and not the corner. So right in the corner will be a throw for Kelshaw. Referee just having a bit of a chat to a couple of the Hills players, and the physio comes on. For Rockdale, they just checking. Look, it's Matty Honing there for Rockdale, just treating Ryan Tonu. Scorer of the second goal for Rockdale tonight. I hope that he's okay to carry on and just get some immediate treatment. Kelshaw. Difficult for him to get that half volley in. Press from Lopez. And let's see if Hills can lock Rockdale in this corner near to us in the camera that you see before you. There's Ryan Tonu. Finishes up with the treatment on the sideline, and referee McFarlane allows him back on. So momentarily, the 10 now back to their full complement of 11 for Rockdale. Giorgio Speranza with the ball. Deep in his half with this throw. Chalakian pushed off the ball by Mako. Battle of David and Goliath there. Tommy Mako up against Brendan Chalakian. Hills with the throw. Here's Muller. Mako for Montford. Petkovsky wants it over to the left, but you could see Ludoszewski there. Montford chose to just perhaps not get the angles wrong and get called out by the number 7 for Rockdale. Jackson Brown tries to win it back. Ludoszewski now with Petkovsky in his back. Rise the challenge. Still Petkovsky and Ludoszewski jostling. They come away with it through Lane. Frangie comes off him last. No. Comes off the other number 11, Lockie Constable. Lane with the throw. Back to Petkovsky. Ludoszewski with some pressure on him. Lane had to head it down under duress. And a little niggly at the moment. This one, a little stop-start as we edge towards the back end of the first half. 37 minutes in almost. Just joining us. Ludoszewski in the 3rd minute with his 6th of the season, giving Rockdale the lead. Midway through the second half, by Antonio in the 23rd gave Rockdale double the cushion, and so it's remained. Of course, last night Sydney Olympic with a much needed victory, just their 2nd of the season over Manly United. 2 goals to 0. Spirit earlier tonight defeated Central Coast Mariners Academy 2 goals to 1. 40 minutes gone at the Palace. Marconi nil, Sydney FC nil. 44 minutes gone. St George FC 2 leading up your Leichhardt nil. So that perhaps is a big upset on the cards. Last year's premiers. And match of the round, Penshurst Park. St George City nil, Blacktown City nil. That was promised it to be a tight one on paper, and thus it's proving throughout in that game. Not a lot of goals across the grounds tonight. A little tighter than sometimes we're used to seeing. And Dean Pelikanos is going to go off with injury. So I'm hoping that he's okay. He limps off with the physio there. So it will be a little bit of a shuffle for Paul D. It looks like Tchaikovsky on. He's been playing well. Jason Tchaikovsky. Just got on the score sheet a couple of weeks back. A 4-0 victory over St George. So he'll just slot into that role vacated by Pelikanos. And switch across to Kelshaw. And skipper again goes direct. Well dealt with by Sorge. So Tchaikovsky across to the right, and Sorge just drops into that middle role at the moment as he shifts across to the right. Constable's just dropped into that role vacated by Pelikanos, it looks like. Giorgio Speranza for Daniel Collins. Constable. Drag and turn, nowhere to go, so played it to where he faced. Here's Sorge. Shalakian taken out by Petkowski, and he's going to be the first player in the book, you would think, Daniel Petkowski. Just waiting for the referee to go to his right pocket. The players remonstrating to the referee saying, "How many fouls, sir?" Might have been their captain for a number of years at Rockdale, but the fans are saying, "Where's the yellow?" And it looks like the cards will stay put at the moment in the pocket of Rory McFarlane. Waiting for free kick to be taken. And it will be the Euro bomber, Alek Urushevsky. Wally's back, standard 10. Let's see if we can see some Urushevsky magic here. Up steps the skipper, goes low, drives it towards that near post. And this time, Ryan Wood gets down comfortably. The idea was right, just probably not the connection and the power from Urushevsky. Allowed Ryan Wood to get down. Jackson Brown. Just can't dig it down the line for Lopez. I think that was Kubo. Griffiths. Collins across to Sorge. They play the 1-2. Dropping deep there, Dunzel. Creates the space on that right for Sorge to overload. That's Constable. The block there. Sort of tries to win it back. Frenzy twisting and turning, just trying to find a way through. He does that now. Muller for Kubo. Montfort. Out to the right. Kelshaw. Antonio. Great feed, Antonio. For Udashevsky now. And fighting hard with Tommy Mako. Mako comes out the winner that time. And silky skills from the number 9 from Rockdale to win it. Almost by Udashevsky in behind, but as soon as the space opened up, it closed. Rockdale now back in possession. Griffiths. Speranza and Giorgio finds Antonio just dropping deep, getting some touches on the ball. Chalakian first time. Speranza. A little too high for G-Man to hold on to that one. Just in front of his dad Frank and his brother Roberto down there on the sideline. I'm sure if he scores tonight, that's where we'll be running. Right in front of our vantage point. Great man Frankie every week. Franco supporting the boys. And he'll have Robbie back in the next week or two. Wood sends it out to Kelshaw, hugging this sideline. Kubo, Kelshaw, Jackson Brown puts a bit of pressure on Griffiths. He did well, used his body to aplomb. Devonish Mears, Collins, Frenzy there lurking, but they play it out quickly in Sorge. Sets sail for the halfway line. Up to Constable, here he is now, Constable. Tchaikovsky, they played the 1-2 and he's impressed me this year, Jason Tchaikovsky. Developing nicely, one of the kids coming through for Rockdale. Want to know the game from the under-20s tonight. Rockdale in the under-20s defeated Hills 3-2. Entertaining clash. Rockdale a little too strong in the end. Here's Antonio. They can play quickly. Chalakian looks for Udashevsky, the header, just to slow things down. Kelshaw comes back. High foot. No, says the referee. Yes, he does. Just pulls up. Free kick, they take it quickly in about 30 seconds of this first half. Plus additional time, there should be a couple of minutes for a couple of substitutes through injury. If they're to pinch one back, halve the deficit before half time. Jackson Brown, Chalakian again, geez, he's been good chock this year. He's working hard, very fit. Had a good pre-season and it's showing out there on the field. Number 10, Maestro for Rockdale. Of course, former Manly Apia player. He's the 11 in Constable. Measures his ball in. Can't fight. Pick out Udashevsky. Kelshaw up towards Akubo. Headed down, he was by Griffiths. Speranza. Drives towards the 18-yard box. Chalakian. Downzor. For Antonio. Can rifle it in with his left. Swings it in. A little too near for Ryan Wood. And the referee's just starting to check his watch into time added on. We haven't seen a fourth official raise the board, so your guess is as good as mine. Chalakian. Still going, Brendan Chalakian. Up towards the 18-yard box. He drives onto his left. And it was closed down quickly by Tommy Mako. And the speed of the press didn't allow him to get that good left foot connection he was hoping for. Brendan Chalakian. Kutkowski. Tchaikovsky fighting hard, trying to win the press. The ball back. Here he is. Tchaikovsky trying to win it off Montfort. They just stink it up the line for Akubo. Costa Antonio last, and couldn't be too much time left in his first half. And as referee, Rory McFarlane just sends Glenn Kelshaw back to the spot. Wales United 0, Rockdale 2. Approaching halftime here at Linden Stadium. Round 7 action. On the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. The ball over top for Udashevsky, who'll get there first. Petkovsky there's got to stay on his feet. And he did well. Former Rockdale skipper Udashevsky tries to give him a don't argue. Bit of give and take from both of them there. Good mates and tonight adversaries. Jalakian. Lopez wins it for Frangi. Frangi for Sorge. They come away with it. One last chance for Rockdale to make it 3. Tchaikovsky with a shot, driving hard and low. Straight into the arms of Ryan Wood. Again, the whistles go up around the ground. Deep into injury time of this first half. Comes off Jordan Lane there. They'll get a throw. Referees pretty much going to point to the half times. Had a couple of looks at his watch. This last opportunity now for Rockdale. Speranza. Antonio. Again, another look at the watch of Rory McFarlane. Ladies and gentlemen, half time here at Landon Stadium. A solid half from the visitors, Rockdale Ilinden. Will take a 2-0 lead over Hills United. Goals in the 3rd minute to Alec Udoshevsky and by Antonio in the 23rd. The difference between the two at the break. Can Luke Casserly find some magic in the halftime talk for Hills United? Will Paul D's men get back to winning ways after that loss last week? Certainly the driving seat approaching the break. Half-time here at Landon Stadium. Rockdale 2, leading Hills United 0.
love it, Joe. You know what I mean? If he's playing for me, then he should be playing. He's got to play for himself and love it, you know. How many kids are here when they're 15, 16, give it away because they've only played for their parents, they feel like, you know? What changes to, you know, next few years? 3. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. He does his own thing as well. Huh? Yeah, I know. Yeah, mainly Saturdays. We played Central Coast Mariners today up there. So we 5-1. 8:30. I stayed at my mate's in Terrible last night. And then when we played Newcastle, I stayed at his place again. Just so I don't have to drive all the way. Oh, it's too early, man. Like, we got you think of one of the kids, we got one of the kids that took Wollongong Bulls last year. They lived down in Wollongong. They had to come from Wollongong today to go to a Central Coast. A couple from the Shire. Some kids in the Shire as well. They were up at leaving at 5:30 or whatever it was. I don't know. It's bloody early. Even me, like when we're playing at Wanderers on the weekend, like up at 6, we leave it at 6:30. We've got to be there 7:30, but I just want to make sure I'm not rushing. So like Friday nights, I never have a drink because I don't want to be sleeping in on Saturday. If I sleep in, he doesn't play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Landon Stadium. We just wait for the Hills players to make their way out. Rockdale out first. Commencement of the second half, of course. Just joining us, Hills United 0, Rockdale 2. Rockdale open the scoring in the 3rd minute through their skipper, last year's Golden Boot winner, Alec Yurashevsky. By Antonio. A well-taken goal in the 23rd, doubled the lead, and that's how it ended. At the break, you see the Hills players now out on field. Just a correction to the referee, it is Logan Jones. Our platform dribble that we use just had it up incorrectly prior to kickoff, but it's been rectified. So Rory McFarlane is the fourth official. Logan Jones is the referee in the centre tonight. Assistants Joshua Kerman and Isaac Riggs. And it will be Rockdale to kick off in the second half. 45 minutes coming up for Hills. And they get their third victory of the season. Will Rockdale get win number 4, maintain that spot in the top 5. Of course, coming into the round after suffering their first loss last week, Rockdale were in 5th spot on 11 points. Hills United in 11th on 6 points. As we have kick-off underway in the second half. Rockdale with the first possession. They turn it over quickly. Here's Lopez. Frengie. Held up by Sorge. Right off Tchaikovsky. Hills with the first throw of the second half. And it'll be Jordan Lane. Take the throw. Comes off Collins and will be a corner. A good opportunity for Hills to add some pressure. Early stages of this second half. The goal here will really lift their tails. As the corner's taken. Looking for Montford with the header there. Couldn't get enough on it to send it towards Harrison Devonish Mears' goal. They take it quickly. Here's Collins. Closed down it was by Frengie. This time Lopez comes in, almost steals it away. The chest down by Tchaikovsky. And the ball in behind looking for Udashevsky, and Tommy Mako did so well. And he needed to. Udashevsky was like a scalded cat there, ready to set sail for goal. Here's Lane. Leaves it for Frengie. Petkovsky. I say it every week. I know you don't probably notice it, but Udashevsky does so much running in that front third. Closing players down. Always a great line of defence up the front. He is when the opposition has the ball. Here's Montford. Mako checks and asks for it and plays the 1-2 with him, and they try and play out through the middle now. He's Jackson Brown. And a switch across to Lane. He'll do well to keep it in, and he does so as Sorge comes across just to hold him up. No yellow shirts around him, and Braden Sorge just used his body well. Tchaikovsky there. They can check and go now, Rockdale. And they slow it down. Constable. Now out to the left. Giorgio Speranza. Antonio there on the left. Asks for it. Finally gets it. The referee looks at the assistant. Flag raised. So we'll be leaving free kick for offside to Hills. Just looking ahead for both these sides next week. Round 8 action. Rockdale back at home against NWS Spirit, Ilinden Sports Centre, Sunday 3 p.m. And Hills once again back at home next Saturday night, 7 p.m. up against Manly United. So Hills back here again next week, and Rockdale back at home. Check on the latest scores around the ground shortly. Here's Danzor. Chalakian just a 1-2. Griffiths. Muller can play it in behind, and Frengie drifts offside and picked up quickly by the assistant on the far side. Marconi taking the lead early stages of the second half. 54 minutes gone, they lead Sydney FC a goal to nil. Constable. Frenji fighting with Sorge, and Chalakian nips in behind, and Lane fighting just to close down that attack from Rockdale. Sorge will take it quickly. For Dunzo. Constable for Sorge. It's off Frenji, the throw in taken. Chalakian. A no-look ball from Constable. I'm sure he knew where Dunzo was. Look good though. Griffiths. Speranza, just a shirt pull on Jackson Brown. Kubo can't get it back into the path of Jackson Brown. Good anticipation from Montfort. The shift across the left finds Lane. Now Frenji can go at Braden Sorge. 1v1. Still Anthony Frenji tries to skip around, stays on his feet. Sorge goes down. Frenji with the ball in. And the block it was. It had to be made by Giorgio Speranza. A moment from our vantage point, looked like the block was going to go in, but it wasn't to be for the Hills fans. Hills back in possession. Montfort. Muller. Looking left, looking right. Plays it to Jackson Brown. Short ball. Kelshaw. Kubo. Kelshaw trying to pick out Lopez. Well read by Griffiths. Collins just holds it up. Looking for some space. Can't see it, so plays it to his left centre back partner in Griffiths. Speranza for Antonio. The ball over the top. Wodaszewski's onside. Tchaikovsky at the back post if he can get it to him. Tchaikovsky there. And it's going to go out last off Hills. Daniel Petkovsky with the touch. So corner to Rockdale, and diminutive number 10, Brendan Chalakian, trots over to the far side. About to hit the 52-minute mark here at Ilinden Stadium. No change from the half-time score. Rockdale Ilinden 2, Hills United 0. Can they find a third here? Chalakian to swing it in. This time they go deep, looking for Sorge. Still not out of danger. The ball in and the block and away. It was finally into the arms of Ryan Wood. Frenji. Getting the ball over the top for Mako, and not quite the ball Tommy Mako wanted. Left him an impossible task. Relieving any sort of pressure that was about to mount on the Rockdale side defensively. So again, they dictate the pace of this one. Daniel Collins, DC as he's known, short for Constable, and turn by Dunzel was delightful. Still going, Isaac Dunzel. Jackson Brown wrestles it away for Hills. Here's Frenji. Turn it over. Here's Antonio. The shot in and then spilled by Wood. The referee seen an infringement. So it will be called back for a Hills United free kick. They're looking good on that left-hand side. Giorgio Speranza by Antonio when they get going. Plenty of speed. On that right-hand side of Hills to have to contend with. Lane gets the ball down on the synthetic pitch here at Ilinden Stadium. We've got us with you tonight on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Saturday football in the Hills, the 7 Hills to be exact, Ilinden Stadium. Here's Jackson Brown. Slides it in behind. A great ball for Kelshaw. The face ball across. He was begging for a touch from Tommy Lopez. He couldn't get on the end of it, nor could Nikolai Muller. Inches away from a 2-goal lead being reduced to 1, but Rockdale survived that one. Speranza. Constable. Tchaikovsky's pointing late to Sorge, and that's where he goes. Here's Braden Sorge. Isaac Dunzel wants to go back. A couple of conductors out there for Rockdale. Of course, we saw Team Pelikanos go off with that injury in the first half. And of course, there was the injury to Isaac Hove in that first 10 minutes, or 2 enforced injuries. Neither coach to start the second half has gone to the bench just yet for any more changes. Here's Frenji. Muller. Jackson Brown. Muller. Nice triangle football there from Hills. Lane. Muller continues on with his round. Tracked across by Griffiths. Gets around him somehow. Tries the audacious attempt. Oh, I'm not sure if he was trying to do a Bacchus there or whether he was aiming for Lopez and Kubo in the box. Of course, young Bacchus with the opening goal for the Socceroos the other day against Lebanon. Some will tell you he meant it, others would say it was a cross gone wrong. I still reckon he meant it. Just the way his eyes were looking towards the goal and the way his foot was opened. Didn't quite wrap it around. Either way, not bad to open your goal scoring account for your national team like that. Here's Udashevsky. Mako again. Udashevsky can't. Mako, beautiful feet from Mako, goes down and referee says play on, and all of a sudden they've got the numbers. Rockdale. Udashevsky onto his left, looking to pick out that far corner where Tommy Mako said, referee, where was the advantage played? Tend to agree with him. There was a foul or two in there in my eyes. Referee didn't see it that way, nor the assistant. Play on. Well, they're chasing the game. Hills United. A little under 33 minutes to play. So the spaces will open up all over the park for Rockdale with that quick counter transition. We saw it against the Wanderers the other week. Can turn defence into attack with that speed they possess across the park and the vision. Here's Lane. Infield ball finds Mako. Mako for Akubo. Dunzel saw him coming. Turned on a dime. Antonio there trying to get the ball back off Dunzel, just a little way with a return ball from the number 6. As we see the subs starting to warm up. They're all on their feet for Hills. There's no one up yet for Paul D's Rockdale. Perhaps we'll see some change in the next 10 or 15 minutes as they look to chalk up win number 4 of the season. Nice turn it was, that time by Constable. Here's Sorge. Ball in looking for Antonio. In fact, that was Udashevsky. Goal kick to Hills.
United would like to thank their major sponsors who again contribute wonderful support for this club. Smooth Castle Hill, Phoenix Building Approval.
Progress scores from around the grounds at the Ilinden Sports Centre. St George 2, now leading up. You're 1. That's at the 68-minute mark. So up, you're back in the game. Of course, 2-0 here. St George City, Blacktown 0-0. Penshurst Park. Match of the round. That's a tight one, and on the smaller pitch, expected similar tonight. Not a lot of give and take. Perhaps just the one opportunity, the one goal might secure all 3 points for either of those two sides. Referee's just having a word, Logan Jones, there to Lockie Griffiths. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe some blood or something on him. He looks to clean himself up, and back on the field he comes. So 10-second stint on the sideline there, Lockie Griffiths. Constable, the other Lockie. Tchaikovsky skips inside Lane, and Lane couldn't help himself, gets the yellow. Quick feet there. Jason Tchaikovsky. Jordan Lane with the first yellow by my reckoning of the evening. Griffiths. Collins. Danzo can shift the ball out to Speranza. Does a throw 360. Playing a 5-4-1 at the moment, Hills, so plenty of numbers behind the ball, making it difficult. Just Thomas Lopez, the only one pressing for the minute. Here's Speranza, goes down. Referee sees an infringement. So Brendan Chalakian makes his way across. They look to camp inside Hills half now, inside the final half hour. Rockdale goalkeeper Harrison Devonish Mears on the halfway line. So either then Isaac Dunzo outside the 18-yard box and Jackson Brown in the wall. It's all hands on deck inside the 18-yard box. The swinging ball in. Way by Frenzy, but they win it back. The shot by Constable gets a deflection on the way through. Corner to Rockdale. This time by Antonio. Steps across, of course, scoring the second for Rockdale tonight. Skipper Alek Woroszewski with the first one. Antonio steps up. Into the centre of the box it goes. The punch by Wood. Comes off. Rockdale player last. And we're going to see a substitution, double substitution this time. Glenn Kershaw going off at it. And who else? Thomas Lopez. It looks that way. Well, certainly Thomas Lopez. Anthony Frangi is going to go off. So Thomas Lopez and Anthony Frangi off. And wait for to see the Sunday owners, one of them. And the 10 is Belcardi. So they're your substitutions. Jamil Belcardi. And it's Jamal Belcardi. The shot, and how did he do that? Brendan Chalakian, will he can score from amazing angles. I don't know that I've seen too many better than that from Brendan Chalakian. Rockdale get 3. Wow, what a goal. That's his 4th of the season. They're headed for 3 points tonight, you'd think. Well, not a lot doing there, but never say never with Brendan Chalakian. Plays a kiss to the Rockdale faithful. 2-0's now 3-0, and they're really in the driving seat now, Rockdale. Well, they just made the double substitution there, Luke Casserly. Oh, Chalk. As I said early on, and chatting to the boys today, he was there Udashevsky there, Antonio there. All on the score sheet. Robbie Speranza said, don't be a mock. I said, not usually a mock when I call Rockdale games. They're the boys that have been on song lately. Griffiths is about to get a yellow card as he stands on his 2 feet.
Substitutions for Hills United. Coming off number 11, Anthony Frangi. Number 20.
Oh, I can't wait to see the replay there of that Brendan Chalakian goal. How he managed to squeeze that home from that acute angle, I'll never know. Ryan Wood beat an all end there. Well, he's been in sensational form, I must say, Brendan Chalakian. Watching him this year, looks supremely fit. Of course, some players still to come back. Blake Rashudo out injured at the moment. Roberto Speranza coming back from his ACL. Inka Sanmola, Muri Naja, Matthew Cordier. Embarrassment of riches for Paul D. Such a strong squad this year. Kelshaw with the free kick. The ball in, looking for Belcardi. Yana will get there first. Double team though. Speranza gets around Speranza and Tchaikovsky. Finally cleared to safety. Tchaikovsky there. Tries a handball from Mako. Sorge takes it quickly. Dunzo. Just a heavy touch from Antonio there. As the ball's played to him from George Esperanza. It's Chalakian. Tchaikovsky on his skates to the right, but they retreat in numbers. About 7 on 3 there. Vastly outnumbered the hillside. They drive forward, trying to pinch one and perhaps get back into this one in the final quarter of the match. Have to hit the 67-minute mark. Hills United 0, Rockdale Ilinden 3. Will got us with you tonight on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. At the moment, Rockdale comfortable. Maintain that spot in the top 5. And the pressure on the league leaders. Of course, at the moment, coming into the round was Wanderers, but Mark Haney will reclaim the lead if they beat Sydney FC, certainly doing so at the moment. Goal to 0 up. Can they make 4 here, Rockdale? The measured ball in, over Tchaikovsky it goes, and it was an inch taller or two. Would have been 4, but all of a sudden the game's really livened up, opened up. Sunday Yona. Held up by Constable, and Sorge comes back to help out. Chalakian, Dunzo, Belcardi. Just puts enough pressure on him to make him release it. Griffiths. Speranza. Chalakian asks for it, some space. Closed down quickly. It was by Petkovsky. Get the free kick though. Cardi. Maintain the ball there, but I guess not too much advantage, so referee calls it back. Petkovsky shift across to the left. Finds lane. Belcardi there, just didn't come to the ball. Gets dispossessed and Constable's away. Belcardi almost nicks him from behind. Still going, Constable. Drifts it in for Udashevsky. Quick off his line. Ryan Wood. An updated score from the Palace. Marconi Stallions now 2 leading Sydney FC 0. So they look like they're headed to a victory. Of course, Sydney playing 10 men at the moment with a red card in the 62nd. Chalakian again. If he was to find a second one, I think it'd be shirts off here in Landon Stadium. Anywhere near as good as that first one. Brendan Chalakian. Worth the admission price tonight. If not the Rockdale performance all round. 20 minutes to go. Certainly find a 4th or 5th. They look like they're in the mood to play football. Here's Yuroshevsky. Griffiths. Just plays the 1-2. The bounce ball there with Speranza. Dunzo. First time for Speranza. They retreat and start again. Recycle the ball one more time. Rockdale happy to just keep possession. Hill's really got to press to try and get something out of this one, so they won't mind knocking it around, Rockdale. Here's Tchaikovsky. Cuts inside. Constable. Tchaikovsky again, but it's well read by Mako. He's been good tonight, Tommy Mako, but commentator's curse steps on the ball, and Sunday Yona's away, and they're not going to match race him. Constable and Griffiths there, sorry. Gets the block, and Devon Schmears off his line. Scooped and gets a round of applause. Just ahead of Belcardi, Jamal Belcardi there. He's got some lightning speed, Sunday Yona, of course. Coming through the Bulls setup, and former Blacktown City player. Sunday Yona, nice signing he was for Casserly. We're going to hear a lot about him throughout the year. Cardi infield there if you can get the ball. And again, the players are looking at the referee for a free kick on Yuakubo. Wasn't to be that time. Griffiths. Griffiths goes down, and he's either cramping or he's got some sort of injury, because as soon as he went down, Daniel Collins kicked the ball to the sideline. Players are just taking this moment as a drinks break. Check through the score. So yesterday, Sydney Olympic opened the round, defeating Manly United 2-0. The other game today, NWS Spirit 2 defeating Central Coast Mariners Academy 1. Marconi Stallions leading Sydney FC 2-0 that is. St George 2. That's St George FC leading RP Leichhardt 1. And 66 minutes gone. Blacktown have just scored. They've taken the lead against St George City. So they're leading a 1-0. Of course, heading towards the games tomorrow. Sydney United at home. Both games at 3 o'clock up against Sutherland Sharks. And Wollongong Wolves taking on Western Sydney Wanderers. Of course, coming into the round, Wanderers in first. Wollongong Wolves in second, so top of the table clash. The Wanderers youngsters tearing it up at the moment, and David Carney's side have hit the ground running this year, yet to be beaten. Should I say, yeah, they lost this game. Yeah, that's right, to Marconi going back in the games with 3 wins in a row, sees them top of the table. Comprehensive last week against Hills, 4-0. They came here to Landon the week before. Blacktown City, another big scalp, 1-0. 4-0 prior to that. They had was over the Sharks, had the draw with St George City. Beat Sydney United and went down 2-1 to Wolves. And Mount Druitt, that game was. Marconi, sorry. Here at Landon Stadium as we approach the final 15 minutes of this one. Hills United, if they get anything out of this contest, they'll need to get something out of it soon. as the clock starts to wind down. We have seen the substitution, so the 23, Hunter Elliott's come on for Rockdale in that previous break. And the 16 as well. So Kataoka. Collins. For Sorge. So players making way by Antonio and Lockie Griffiths. Elliott is coming along nicely. He's talking to Nick Stav earlier on today, both he and Jason Tchaikovsky. Of course, he's the assistant to Paul D. Recently secured his A licence. So to Luke Casserly, who did it at the same time. Comes off Yona last. Good pressure from Kataoka. Elliott with a throw. Kataoka. Sorge. Back to Devonish Mears. Collins. He's just moved across that left centre back now. As Sorge, I told you, Mr. Dependable slots in as the right centre back. Tchaikovsky. He's done the switch of sides with by Antonio coming off. They turn it over. The ball over top for Udashevsky, and Petkovsky could see it coming. Got there on his bike first. Looks to play it out, but Tchaikovsky with the pressure. Maintains the ball on the far side with Kelshaw fighting hard with him. Kelshaw just dinks it over the top, looking for Jackson Brown. Still with Rockdale once again. Chalakian in for Udashevsky. Montford cleared down towards the halfway line. Yakubo goes down. Referees. He's kept the whistle in his pocket tonight. And it's Udashevsky. And inches wide. Gets the touch in the end off Ryan Wood. And there's a yellow. Not sure who the yellow's for. May well be for Alek Udashevsky. Not sure why. But the referee standing in front of him. Can only assume the yellow's going to him. I'll chalk him down for that. And the NPL match reporter Joe Russo can find that out and confirm that post-match. It'll be in his match report. The flick-on header from Shalakian. Ryan Wood claims in amongst the Rockdale heads. I figured all the highlights and match reports on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page, the web page, callers Instagram. Joe's report usually out within an hour or two. I know Mark Stavroulakis likes to have the reporters and the match reports out quickly. The highlights not too far thereafter. Plenty of highlights tonight. Rockdale and Hills looking to get a couple of more highlights into that reel in the final 15 minutes. Daniel Collins had the stretch as Kubo was in behind and gets a high five from Devonish Mears. Such a solid defender, Daniel Collins. In the DNA of him. And they'll have to hold on here. Hills look to pull one back. They drive it in. Petkovsky was a target. Away by Sorge. Back out to Muller. He can deliver it in for Montford. Tries to get a hand to it. Devonish Mears parries it away. The second ball out to Hills. His lane. Well read by Constable. The ball in behind for Udashevsky. Mako there first ahead of him. Jeez, he's been kept honest tonight, Tommy Mako. The presence of mind just to track back and cut the potential ball off. That's what he had to do. Muller comes off him last. See a double substitution for Rockdale. The only two players available, Bray Ovens and Ben Wass. There's the skipper, Alec Urushevsky, going off. Lockie Constable as well. You can hear the Rockdale fans chanting Ale, Rockdale's favourite son. There's plenty of them over the years. They've got another one back this year in Blake Rashudo. So Ben Wass on, as well as Ray Ovens. So the youngsters on, getting a taste of some action as the Stars rest. And a good shift it was from Alec Urushevsky and Lockie Constable. He's Lane with the throw up towards Belcardi. Shalakian. Owens there. Shalakian trying to win the ball back in the centre of the park. Nice, delicious ball over the top by Lane, but again, Devon Ishmeers quick off his line. Koski for Wood and Montford, and Muller dropping deep just to create the extra number so they can play forward.
Substitution for Rockdale Ilinden coming off number 7, Alec Urushevsky, number 11, Lachlan Constable.
Belcardi.
Placed by number 17, Bray Ovens.
Good use of the body there from Braden Sorge on Jamal Belcardi. And we're going to see the bench emptied by Luke Casserly. So Cameron Philp and Noah Casserly to come on. Off goes Daniel Pitkovsky. And Daniel Pitkovsky off. And Nikolai Muller off. And on comes Cameron Philp and Noah Casserly. So just reserve goalkeeper Emlyn Cross sits on the bench now. Confirmation that Cameron Philp and Noah Casserly are the two final subs to be used by Luke Casserly tonight. Bench is emptied for both sides into the final 10 minutes as the reserve keepers left. And the shot that time from Ovens just drags it wide of that far post. The goal of Ryan Wood. He's a tall lad, isn't he? Ray Ovens. Montford. And ball forward looking for Lane. Well read by Elliott. Dispossessed. And Yona. He's got 4 red and black shirts around him. He'll do well. He's Elliott. Katoko wanted it. He plays a delightful ball down the line for Shalakian, and Brendan twisting and turning finds Katok under pressure from Yona. Done well. Dunzel settles things down. Sorge for Collins. Elliott. Katoka. Shalakian looks like he's going to play a big 90-minute shift tonight, Brendan Shalakian. And yeah, it's been a great shift from him. Dunzo. Elliott for Katoka. Collins. Speranza. Wass. Katoka. Dunzo. ball in. Straight to the arms of Wood. Tchaikovsky chases. Katoka works hard, but Al-Khadi there gets the first for Hills. The foul on Cam Philp. Philp winning that one for Hills. Montfort. Lane. West comes across. The ball in for Al-Khadi again, straight into the inviting arms of Devonish Mears. Approaching the final 5 minutes here at Landon Stadium. Hills United 0, Rockdale Ilinden 3. Goals tonight. Alec Urashevsky, Ryan Tonu, Brendan Chalakian. The third, the peak of them tonight. Absolute peach. Kubo fighting hard, trying to get on the score sheet. And foul there against the old Kubo on Braden Sorge, and goes down, perhaps cramping. No subs on the bench unless put on a reserve goalkeeper for him. Certainly play the last few minutes with 10 men, but they won't want to do that, Rockdale. Paul D just analysing and speaking to his assistant, Nick Stavroulakis, there on the sideline. Devonish Mears takes it back. We're just hearing Dave McDonald, the ground announcer here, announce the scores around the grounds. Marconi Stallions 3, Sydney FC Nil approaching full time. Approaching full time at the Ilinden Sports Centre. St George 2, Apia Leichhardt 1. Huge upset on the cards. And in the 80th minute, St George City 0, Blacktown City 1. So Blacktown City leading that one. Some scores around the grounds for you. Here's Elliott, drives it. Didn't get over the top of it there. Hunter Elliott always driving the ball high. Montfort out to Lane. And Yona. He's off and gone. Sorge, who used his body well. Braden Sorge, really. I've seen him do it that many times. I almost knew he was going to win the ball there, Braden Sorge. Just his use of his body's immaculate. Goes down again with cramp. Whatever he earns enough. Not enough, some would say. You always get a full 90-minute shift from the number 14, Kataoka. Dunzor, Collins. Al-Khadi goes across. Pressed this time by Akubo. Tchaikovsky fighting hard to win it back. Speranza wasn't happy with that one, but they can break now. The Rockdale. Through their number 17, Ovens. The ball in. And away to safety by Lane. Speranza looks to win it back. Well, the referee has picked up an infringement there against Uakubo. A good battle on that far side. Just over 2 minutes to play. Hills United 0, Rockdale 3. Rockdale headed to their fourth victory of the season. And after blipping the radar last week, back to winning ways tonight. A strong, comprehensive performance from the start with Alec Uroshevsky scoring in the 3rd minute. And they've maintained their air of supremacy throughout tonight. Hills battling hard, but just no match for Rockdale when it mattered in key moments. Here's Katoka. And Katoka there looking to get back the 1-2 from Was. Hills with the switch. This time it's Phil. Kelshaw forward. Well read by Speranza. And it's Ovens inside. Tries to do the no-look pass to Tchaikovsky, but they come out. Ball in, back post. by Ben Wass. He was looking for Jason Tchaikovsky. That would have been the rose on top of the coffin. It wasn't. And Lane, a nice run forward. Too much ball on it for Sorge to nick it away, but still with Philp. Kelshaw overlapping. Collins away. Philp goes up. He and Speranza there. 50-50 challenge. It's a goal kick to Rockdale as we approach full time here at Landon Stadium. Again, just touching on these two sides. Games next week. Hills United back at home, round 8, 7 o'clock Saturday. Easter Saturday clash up against Man United. And Easter Sunday for Rockdale back at the Ilinden Sports Centre next week, taking on NWS Spirit. 3 o'clock kick off for all you Rockdale fans. As the Rockdale fans start to stream out of Landon Stadium, Sunday Yona looks to pull one back. He did well under pressure there. 3 red and black shirts around him. Some power on it, but always rising that shot. Ilinden fans just giving it to the Hills United fans. Bit of banter. Always good to see fans travel from ground to ground, create a bit of atmosphere. Long way from home, the Rockdale fans. Expecting a huge one next week in that local derby up against, or not so much a local derby, but up against NWS Spirit. Easter Sunday, they'll get a big crowd in. They've been coming in numbers this year to the Ilinden Sports Centre. Fans love a winning football team, Devon Ishmeers. And the time added on. No fourth board shown by Rory McFarlane. Logan Jones starts to look at his watch, the match referee. And the free kick goes the way of Rockdale. No, he's gone the other way. I think he's picked up Tchaikovsky for simulation. One of the great New South Wales match reporters, Joe Russo, in front of me. Certainly got his simulation. Good to see Joe again. Been around a long time and don't get to catch up with him too often. Usually Marconian around, but I haven't had a Marconi game myself this year. But also one of the great teachers in the world of teaching. Great family man. Known him such a long time. My kids weren't born. That's how long I've known Joe. One of the nicest guys you'll meet. Back to the football now. Rockdale looking to make it 4. 1 foot cuts it out. Sends it forward up towards the halfway line. Sorge there. Elcardi comes across. Nice head infield for Dunzo. And they'll just run the clock down, you'd think now. Rockdale through Elliott. Steps on it. Dunzo. And ladies and gentlemen, back to winning ways for Rockdale Ilinden. They came, they saw, they conquered. Last week was a mere blip in the radar. But here at Landon Stadium tonight, they were too good for Hills United. It ended full time, Rockdale 3, Hills United 0. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a comprehensive display from Rockdale Ilinden. They went down in that match of the round last week to Blacktown City by 3-2. But they set the tone for the game tonight. Early on in this one, Alek Urushevsky in the 3rd minute with his 6th goal of the season by Antonio. Got on the scorer sheet for his first goal. And that made the score 2-0 after 23. And after the halftime break, Brendan Chalakian with one of the goals of the year. How he scored from that angle. We need to see the replay. Watch the highlights. I'll come out in a few hours' time. Keep an eye out for Joe Russo's match report as he goes down to the field now to get some comments from the coaches, Paul D and Luke Castley. We've got us here at Linden Stadium. Been a pleasure calling all the action for you tonight on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Don't forget, 2 games tomorrow, kicking off at 3 o'clock. But until next week, it's full time. Rockdale 3, Hills United 0. We've got us. Thank you and good night.
Bye-bye, see you again.